The journey of Barrett Robbins, from leading the Raiders' offensive line to Super Bowl XXXVII to descending into criminality, is undoubtedly unforgettable. His shocking crimes, fueled by alcohol addiction and mental illness, shocked the NFL community. Barrett Robbins was born in Houston, Texas, on August 26, 1973. Details about his childhood are scarce, as he tended to keep his personal life private. Following his college football career at Texas Christian University, Barrett Robbins was chosen by the Oakland Raiders in the second round of the 1995 NFL Draft, being selected as the 49th overall pick. During Mike White's final year as head coach in 1996, Barrett Robbins, then in his second year, took over as the starting center for the Oakland Raiders, succeeding Dan Turk. He became only the fifth player in Raider history to hold that position, following Turk, Don Mozabar, Dave Dalby, and Jim Otto. Signs of Robbins' mental health issues emerged during that season when he was discovered disoriented and wandering around the team hotel in Denver before a game against the Denver Broncos. He missed that game and was hospitalized. In the 2000 NFL season, under the leadership of head coach John Gruden and with Rich Gannon as quarterback, the Oakland Raiders boasted a formidable offense, scoring 479 points, which ranked third among all NFL teams. In the divisional round of the 2001 NFL playoffs, the Raiders dominated the Miami Dolphins with a 27-0 victory, gaining 140 rushing yards. However, a troubling incident occurred when Robbins went missing a week before the AFC Championship game. He eventually returned 24 hours before the game, but the Raiders suffered a 16-3 loss to the Baltimore Ravens. In the 2001 NFL season, Barrett Robbins faced injury and was limited to playing in just 2 regular season games. Adam Trout took over as center in his absence, also playing in both playoff games. During this season, the Oakland Raiders scored 399 points, averaging 24.9 points per game, ranking 4th among all NFL teams. Despite the setback, the Raiders clinched the AFC West title again with a 10-6 record. They won a wild-card game against the New York Jets, but faced controversy in their loss to the New England Patriots in the divisional round, notably in the Tuck Rule game. In the 2002 NFL season, under the leadership of first-year head coach Bill Callahan, Barrett Robbins made a strong comeback. He started all 16 regular season games and earned a spot in the Pro Bowl. Oakland continued their success by winning the AFC West title for the 3rd consecutive year, finishing with an impressive 11-5 record. They scored 450 points during the season, averaging 28.1 points per game, ranking 2nd among all 32 NFL teams. In the playoffs, the Raiders faced the New York Jets once again and secured victory with a total of 399 yards. They continued their winning streak in the AFC Championship game against the Tennessee Titans, gaining 375 total yards with the same offensive line. However, just before Super Bowl XXXVII, Robbins went missing for most of the day before the game after failing to take his depression medication. When he reappeared that night, he was disoriented and confused, not even recognizing his coach, Bill Callahan. Despite his condition, team owner Al Davis insisted on Robbins playing in the game. Development coach Willie Brown even had Robbins run sprints in the parking lot on the morning of the game to assess his ability to play. Initially, Coach Callahan planned to allow Robbins to play in the Super Bowl, but not as a starter. However, after determining that Robbins was not fit to play at all, Callahan decided to suspend him from the game. He tried to arrange for Robbins to return to Oakland, but faced difficulties as Robbins had lost his wallet and identification. Robbins spent 30 days at the Betty Ford Center, where he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which had been mistaken for depression during his college years at TCU. It was revealed that Robbins had entered a manic episode due to not taking his medication. According to his wife, Robbins spent the day before the Super Bowl partying in Tijuana, believing the Raiders had already won the game. With Adam Trout as the starting center, the Raiders suffered a heavy defeat in the Super Bowl against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, losing 48-21. Robbins reclaimed his starting position in the following 2003 NFL season, but it was a disastrous one for the team, finishing with a 4-12 record. However, Robbins's troubles continued as he was implicated in the Bay Area laboratory cooperative scandal, which involved the distribution of performance-enhancing drugs to athletes like Marion Jones. The Raiders released Robbins in the summer of 2004 after he tested positive for the Clear, a steroid linked to the BALCO lab. Trau took over as the starting center in his absence. A few months later, on Christmas Eve, Robbins found himself in trouble again when he was arrested for hitting a security guard who tried to stop him from entering a bar at the Sir Francis Drake Hotel in San Francisco. Then, on January 15, 2005, Robbins was involved in a violent altercation with police in Miami Beach, during which he was shot 3 times. He was charged with attempted murder as a result of his actions. As part of a plea deal, Robbins admitted guilt to 5 charges, including attempted murder, and was sentenced to 5 years of probation. He was also required to undergo treatment for his bipolar disorder and to abstain from alcohol. Due to ongoing issues with substance abuse, Robbins has spent much of the past decade in jail or in rehabilitation centers. In 2008, he entered a rehab facility in Houston, and by May 2009, he had moved to a halfway house. In a 2009 interview with HBO's Real Sports, Robbins disclosed to Andrea Creamer that before being diagnosed with bipolar disorder, he coped with his mood swings by turning to alcohol, cocaine, marijuana, and steroids. He admitted to experiencing manic episodes during both of the Raider playoff games leading up to the Super Bowl. His ex-wife, Marisa, corroborated this, stating that before the diagnosis, there were days when he would have breakfast and then return to bed. In early 2010, Robbins was pulled over by a police officer near Dallas, and crack cocaine was discovered in his car. As a result, on March 25, 2011, he was sentenced to 5 years in a Florida prison for violating his probation related to drug charges. He was released on September 25, 2012. In August 2016, Robbins was arrested in Boca Raton, Florida, after allegedly assaulting a mother and her daughter. He faced 2 charges of felony battery and was subsequently admitted to a mental health facility. In November 2020, Robbins made headlines again when he was accused of leaving a restaurant in Delray Beach, Florida, without paying for his meal. When a restaurant employee confronted him, Robbins reportedly threw a rock at the employee. Delray Beach police intervened and took Robbins into custody. This underscores the significance of mental health and emphasizes the importance of seeking help when necessary without hesitation. Well, we have reached the end of the video, so subscribe if you still haven't, and drop down a comment telling us who you want us to cover next. Bye.